Finally, we have some big MLB news to report as Blake Snell has been traded from the Tampa Bay Rays over to the San Diego Padres. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Blake Snell trade, what it means for Tampa, what it means for the San Diego Padres, what it means for the Mets, what it means for the rest of baseball, because this is a very big deal. And the reason why is because of how good Blake Snell is and how good the San Diego Padres already were. This is a team that's already on the rise, is already a big-time competitor in the National League, a team that definitely, could get to the National League Championship Series. They have that kind of talent already on their team. And when you get a pitcher of Blake Snell's caliber, who we see could do it on the biggest stage in the World Series, and I think that's one of the main reasons why Tampa traded him, because of how good he was and because of the way it ended with him, the way he was unhappy with the organization. So we're going to get to that a little later. But if you guys like this video talking about things not Mets related, just baseball related, just big sports stories, make sure to leave a like button, comment. What do you think about the Blake Snell trade? How does it work out for the Rays? How does it work out for the Padres? Because this was a good deal for both sides. Because the main thing about San Diego also is that they have the prospects to do it. You can say, oh, I really want Blake Snell in the Mets, and trust me, I did. But do the Mets have a Luis Patino and a Francisco Mejia plus more prospects to give up? Not really, because the thing about San Diego is that they have this great farm system, they have the Patino, they have the Mejia, but they also have other great prospects to the point where if they do trade some good ones, they still have more left over. Whereas if the Mets did this, got rid of Matthew Allen plus Francisco Alvarez plus another couple prospects, the Mets have hardly anything left at all. So the Mets can't afford to make that caliber of a deal. The Mets cannot equal that kind of package that San Diego did. And also, make sure to subscribe. Working our way towards 700 subscribers and obviously the big goal of getting to 1,000. Just a little starting point for the channel. So let's hop right into this trade. So I think, again, a big reason why Tampa wants to trade him, the two main reasons, is number one, Tampa traded high. They traded when Blake Snell's value was at a very high level because, you know what? Blake Snell's already been a Cy Young Award winner, okay? We know that he could be one of the best pitchers in the league, but big-time injury, wasn't the same, but now Blake Snell is healthy. So you don't want to trade him when the guy gets hurt because no one really knows where he's going to be. But now that Blake Snell showed you that he still can pitch like an ace-level pitcher and when it matters most, because that's a big thing. Because you can be a guy who is terrific in the regular season, puts up great numbers, but then when the game matters the most in the playoffs, do you perform? And so far, Blake Snell could definitely be the guy that in a do-or-die World Series game you could count on. So the fact that you have all those things out of the way, that's a good sign. Another big reason why you would be after Blake Snell if you are the San Diego Padres, the contract that he has. That's what made Blake Snell so appealing and why he could get this kind of haul. This isn't a one-year rental. This is a 3-year contract at a very, very reasonable cost. Blake Snell, you get him around $13 million compared to what the Mets paying Marcus Stroman around $18 million. That's a pretty good deal for somebody like Blake Snell. And again, multiple years, still young. And I think for me, if I am, the Padres, seeing the way Blake Snell pitched against the Dodgers and knowing that the Padres' main competitor right now is the Los Angeles Dodgers, not only in their division, but obviously in the overall league, as far as if the Padres want to get to the World Series, the Dodgers are going to be in the way. So the Padres went and got someone they know can perform against the Dodgers in the head-to-head matchup because that's how San Diego is going to compete with Los Angeles. I talk about it all the time, but the way you do it is with starting pitching. And that's exactly what the Padres did by acquiring somebody of Blake Snell's caliber. That is why I've been clamoring for the Mets to sign Trevor Bauer because of how well he performed against the Mets' main competitor, the Atlanta Braves. So you see the way teams can make these kind of moves and how much they value starting pitching. That's why the Chicago White Sox went out and got Lance Lynn. So the Mets, again, they obviously have got to do something about their rotation. But let's talk about the Tampa Bay side of it. And you're saying to yourself, okay, but you were just in the World Series, and Blake Snell was a big part of that. Why would you want to trade him? And you know what? This is what Tampa does. Pretty much any good player that Tampa Bay has and eventually is going to make a lot of money, they're not staying with the Rays. The Rays have a much different philosophy of doing this. They get a player to perform really well, and then they trade him. That's how they got Tyler Glasnow, who's one of the best pitchers in their rotation. That's how they got Austin Meadows, who's a very important part of their team. And now for the future, they're going to have Luis Patino in the rotation. He's going to take the void of Blake Snell within a couple of years. And you got Francisco Mejia behind the plate to take over your future catcher position. So you're able to do both those things and cut salary, which Tampa Bay loves to do. We know they operate on a very, very low payroll, and they still are successful while doing it because they make under-the-radar moves like this, where you're thinking, oh my gosh, Padres got Blake Snell. Here come the Padres. And no doubt about it, they are definitely a team that could compete and be in the World Series. But Tampa Bay in a couple of years, they're going to be competitive now and they're going to be competitive in the future. That's how Tampa does it. And you know what? That is why they make this kind of deal. And I also think that the relationship between the Rays and Blake Snell is a little bit fractured. I think Blake Snell was very frustrated when he was taken out of the game, rightfully so, because he should not have been taken out of the game. They should have left him in. We all know that. But I just think that knowing that Blake Snell has a very expressive personality, we know that with his whole Twitch little speech that he had about coming back to the season and all the risk and all the Rona and all that stuff. But we know that that's Blake Snell's personality, and he works well with this young San Diego exciting team. A team that really embraces different personalities. You see the way Fernando Tatis and Slam Diego and all these guys, they're a very exciting team to watch. And I think that having Blake Snell is going to be a big part of that. And you know what? The Padres already made a big move, acquiring Mike Clevenger during the trade deadline. But with Clevenger being out this season, you need someone to fill the void in the rotation, and Blake Snell could do that. So now, if you're San Diego, you hope that Lamet can stay healthy. You hope that Chris Paddock can have a bit of a bounce-back year after his second year as a Major League player was not quite as good as his rookie year. So you're definitely counting on more out of him. And then for San Diego, you already have a really good lineup. So this is what it takes to really take you to that next level and be much more competitive with the Dodgers. Now, will the Dodgers make a counter move? We saw an article that they have interest in LeMahieu, they have interest in Bauer, they could still make a move for Lindor, Arenado. Los Angeles Dodgers are that caliber of team. They're always willing to go the extra mile. They're a team that could be in the World Series but still will make the big-time move so they could retain their throne. They don't want to be a team that wins the World Series and then backs off. They want to say, no, you know what? If we have a competitive team right now, we have Cody Bellinger, we have Mookie Betts, all these other guys, we're going to stay competitive. So for the Mets, I would have loved to have seen them get Blake Snell, but like I said, they cannot match this trade package for the Padres. And even if they did, their farm system would be destroyed. So you're saying, okay, well, how could you be the Padres? How could you be the Rays? And that's to build up your farm system. That's how you make these moves. The Padres were able to make this move because they have the farm system. And now the Rays are going to be competitive in the future because they just improved their farm system. The farm system is always a completely crucial part of being a really good team. And Cohen and Sandy Alston have said that plenty of times, and that's going to be their philosophy, as it should. We know the Mets want to win now, and they're going to do what it takes. They're going to get some big free agency signings, whether it is Springer or Bauer or somebody else. We don't know. Maybe they'll go after Sagano. We don't know the exact Mets plan and who they can get, who they cannot get. But we do know that they are going to get somebody in free agency, and then after that, they're going to try to find other ways to build up this team with young talent, with under-the-radar moves. That is why Jared Porter and Zach Scott were brought into this organization to make stuff like that happen. So I am definitely excited to see what Blake Snell can do for the Padres. I know the Rays will be good in the future like they always are. And now it shows you, again, just the importance. If you had any doubt why you need starting pitching, the Mets have got to get more starting pitching. And again, we'll see what the Dodgers do, and we'll see what the rest of the league does. Hopefully it picks up now that Christmas is over. We can really get this offseason going and get more big signings to happen, which will mean more videos from me to you in the future. So again, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of those when these breaking news stories happens. And until the next one, be safe, be smart, be healthy, and let's go Mets.